magic. Today, this organization called Future House, which is...
Next to you. How do they empower consumers? Hi guys! I know I've been gone for a while. I am terrible. The MBA program is incredibly busy, more busy than I expected, and I decided to do a vlog to show you guys everything and all the madness that is going on. But we also have 3 weeks left of school and I'm feeling nostalgic, so I was like, you know what, let me go back to YouTube. So come with me today. It's a very eventful day. Now I'm going to attend a go-to-market strategy by someone who works at OpenAI to tell us how to break into those roles, what she does on a daily, and yeah, what purpose and fulfillment can look like from that career. So come with me. Okay, we're outside. Something that people don't talk about when you're in an MBA program is how much weight you gain. So I always take extra long to get ready because then I discover that a t-shirt that fit me 2 months ago no longer does. It's so annoying. And then also it's springtime, which means that I have a lot of allergies, so please mind my voice, but let's go.
So you're on the summer? What are you up to this summer?
I'll be in New York.
Whatever you want to go.
Are you going for AI?
Yes. Oh, why? Felician, wait.
You got AI.
Wait, I'm doing a YouTube. Say hi to my YouTube.
Ah.
This is Felician. Where are you from, Felician?
From Rwanda.
Woohoo!
The best country in the world.
Well, it's nice to meet everyone. Can everybody hear me okay?
Yes.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for having me today to kind of take us through a couple examples through the various companies I've worked at, all specifically within AI. I've pulled together this schematic here. So I pulled this diagram from
Yeah. Hello.
Sorry guys, I forgot to record, but I'm going to my second class now. So finish the class on AI and we uncover everything AI related. Hello. Okay, I had to try to find a spot. So I came out of my class. It's called Competitive Strategy for Tech Markets, but this quarter we're focusing on AI because AI is eating the world. And we had interesting debates around who do we think will win? Will a monopoly emerge? What are the conditions for a monopoly to emerge? What are the conditions for to block a monopoly basically, and just debating it out as a class, which was quite beautiful and impactful. I love the class personally. I'm a fan of the professor. She used to be chief economist at Microsoft, and she has worked in a lot of antitrust spaces. And then now I'm about to go to another class, Compensating Talent, where we talk about different ways to pay talent, like, you know, options and how to value them, variable compensation, and so many more things. And then, yeah, I won't record much in this class because I sit right in front, but we'll try.
Last week. Then with Brittany talk about Mason's framework for evaluating contracts.
Okay, I just finished class and I am going for another class. At Stanford, we have, well, the GSB, we have something called Across the Street. So that is when literally going across the street to a different department and you're taking another course there. So I'm taking another course in the computer science division, focused on AI, but trying to unpack some of the economic implications. I guess in the GSB elective, it's economic implications from a business perspective and how different players will respond. And then the one in computer science is from a technical perspective and what it means for the future of work and, you know, how that's getting disrupted. So I'm probably going to be a little bit late, but there's no other way I can move faster. So let's go, come with me.
Companies, and it's going to continue. After that, we're going to be able to take these systems and like arbitrarily scale them up in exchange for compute, which is actually a kind of, as if to sort of make my point by magic. Today, this organization called Future House, which is an AI for science organization that uses AI to try and automate science. It's like, hey, we made like a scientific breakthrough using an automated scientist, and I don't know, that's sounding like suspiciously like it lines up to.
Okay, that's the end of class. It's about 6 o'clock, but the sun is still well and nice. That's the benefit of spring going into summer. So I'm on my way back to the residence, gonna drop my bag, then gonna go for a friend's birthday celebration. But yeah, but the day was eventful. I can't get into some details, but from a class perspective, you guys know that my calendar this quarter is all AI and I've enjoyed it. And then, yeah, 3 lectures on average per day. So let's go for the celebration.
Rush hour set. Part 3, baby.
Hey guys, ooh, the lighting's better here. Hey guys, so sorry I didn't record the birthday, but we had a birthday celebration for one of our classmates, a friend. It was nice because he's from Nigeria, so we had some jollof and some fun stuff. And then now I'm going to go to FOAM. So FOAM is Friends of RJ Miller, but it's basically a tradition where every Tuesday it's like a different theme for classmates to get together. And today the theme is Band FOAM. So we'll be seeing a couple of our classmates form different bands and then perform. So I'm about to head out and I'll be taking you guys along with me. So I hope you enjoy.
One more time. Dream on.
Good morning. I hope you all enjoyed last night or yesterday. So this is day 2, and today we have the Impact Fund IC. So I'm part of something called the Impact Fund at school, which is an evergreen venture capital fund. This year I've been on the portfolio operations team, which has meant that I'm working with our portfolio companies on various different projects. And I'm excited to announce I'll be leading the fund next year as a co-COO. So that has made me feel very proud of myself for all the work put in. So today's the final IC where people have sourced various deals from across the world, and they're presenting them for final approval. And it's a nice little event because it's our last hurrah together. So come with me for the final day of the Impact Fund. Let's go. I actually forgot my charger, but I'll dip in a little later to fetch it. Not ideal. But yeah, last night was amazing. Band FOAM is always incredible because you get to see a lot of your classmates in a different element. But I am suffering the consequences of the fun that I had last night. So here's Hashi. We're working together with Medho and
On the Impact Fund. It's
on
been
the
so
Impact
fun.
Fund. This is like the last day. How do you feel?
Oh my god, it's so sad. It was so wonderful working with Hope.
It was amazing.
Yes, Hope is amazing.
Please don't forget us. Please.
No,
She's
I
gonna
will
go there and
not.
change the world.
No, so will Hope. We'll
Well,
together do it. We'll do it together.
No, it was amazing. This was a nice experience. So yeah, so now we're gonna have some lunch
Yeah, okay.
and then enjoy the rest of our Wednesday.
Yes, yeah, bye.
I am back in the room. The Impact Fund was amazing. I can't believe it's all over. So I'm about to jump on a meeting now for my internship, and we're just gonna crystallize sort of the scope, what I'm gonna focus on for the summer, like the team I'm gonna work with, and yeah, just get to meet the person I'll be working closely with. So see you guys on the other side of this meeting. Ooh, we actually got these cute Impact Fund mugs. Trust me, I will be drinking coffee with this every single place that I go. I think it's like the cutest thing. It's so beautiful. So yeah, so just waiting for the meeting to start, and yeah, let's see how this engagement goes. Hi Taylor.
How are you?
I'm good, how are you?
I'm great. It is sunny here. I am happy.
Okay, meeting done. Whew, okay. Now I have to finish my contribution, at least in the team project. Because yeah, we have a deadline tonight, so I'm gonna probably put a good 30 minutes towards trying to progress, and then just like have an hour of doing nothing. Like my brain is there's a lot on my mind, and like it's what's the word I'm looking for? It's just I just need to not think about anything for an hour before class. So yeah, so I'm gonna work on this assignment and then just relax a bit. So let's go. Okay, I am done, and I was just having some Instagram rants. If you don't follow me on Instagram, maybe you should, because that's where I drop a lot of my thoughts on a daily basis and all the things that are happening. But I thought it's also valuable to bring it in this long form. So I was just reflecting on how before I started at Stanford I did not even know about the Impact Fund. So, you know, how I came to learn about it, I was walking to lunch, and typically what happens when you're a Stanford student, because the residences are just across from the school, you bump into a lot of people. So then I bumped into this one MBA 2 guy, and essentially I was telling him about, you know, I want to move to the startup world, but I'll always have this investing itch because I've been investing for like 4 years. And then he kept insisting that I should look into the Impact Fund. And I was like, I don't know. I mean, I've done investing, I've done impact investing in Africa for a while. And he kept insisting to be like, hey, like the IC, it's some of the most credible, impactful people. We need the representation, blah, 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 blah. So then I was like, okay, begrudgingly, I was like, okay, fine. I think the deadline was due 2 days after. So then the next day I worked on my application, submitted it. And it's been one of the most valuable experiences in my MBA 1. Not only are you part of a community of 80 MBA 1s who are all sort of impact leaning and care about, you know, businesses that are shaping the world in some context, but there's a lot of like useful trainings that we go through, both on like the investing side as well as sort of how do you support from a post-investment perspective, to sort of the network that you build with like alumni who are working in the industry, to retreats, you know, got to travel in a weekend away, and I think I covered that in one of my prior videos, to amazing food and lunches, to then also just the company I got to work with that is like a good sort of like outside of the Stanford experience, right? Like to still keep a pulse on what's happening in the rest of the world, in this very all-consuming space. It was so transformative in so many different ways, and I wouldn't have applied if that seed wasn't planted, right? So I was just reflecting on how God works through people in the most beautiful ways, and you know, he usually works through people, through strangers, in terms of the things they'll say or the things they'll act on. Like even today there was something I was praying to God about for the past couple of days, and today like this girl comes to me and she just says randomly out of nowhere, like, Hope, I've seen you've been passionate about this. I think you should look into this specific area. I think, you know, this is where, like, we'll talk about it in a future video. But she literally was citing something that was something I was asking God about, which I thought was so interesting and so unique, and I knew it had to be the Holy Spirit. So yeah, so it's just beautiful to be part of, I guess, in such a close proximity community, because you're always bumping into people who's planting seeds, supporting each other, sparking thoughts, but also just, you know, to elevate it to the spiritual insight in terms of how God is always using people, using me for others, others for me. And it's just the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. So yeah, so just wanted to share that reflection here as I start wrapping up my MBA 1 year. So yeah, so the assignment is done. Let me try to show you guys, but essentially one of the projects that we had to work on is how would we design or leverage an A/B test within sort of the, you know, team and HR and organizational design perspective. And because I want to be a COO one day, I feel like these are important tools that I'm collecting in my toolkit. So although I don't like thinking about things in a theoretical sense, I try to leverage a real world case of something that I do know to be true in terms of some of the challenges that startups face, and it made the assignment a little bit more interesting. So yeah, so gonna wrap this up, gonna probably do nothing for like the next 30 minutes and then head to class at 4 p.m. It's currently 20 past 3. So okay, just making myself some coffee. I'm currently in JMax, so there's a coffee machine for all of us that I don't always use, but now that I've got my fancy little cup, it's a good little way to get a caffeine shot. Then I'm gonna walk to my only class on Wednesdays, which is an across the street class. It's a speaker series, so we're gonna have a speaker who's gonna join us and talk about his entrepreneurial journey. So let's go. Okay, I have my coffee, and this is another across the street class. So whenever I'm passing the Hoover building, know that it's across the street. But I always like it because I get to engage with other people more broadly across Stanford, as opposed to just like business school students. And I think it's enhanced like just the angle upon which I think about the same concepts. So this isn't a AI focused class, but it's still quite interesting just to see when the engineering school invites speakers, just the lens upon which the speakers even unpack like certain principles is very different to when they're speaking to business students, right? So I've really enjoyed that. There we go, Hoover Tower, it's so pretty. So yeah, and then that's the end of the night. Yeah, it's like what we're just past.
And my sister was like cool with me in like every single way. I was students using more social, and she like fell flat on her face after school. She didn't know what to do next, and she like was really struggling to find a job. So I was like, well, maybe I could start a company, kind of like the Stanford kids do. Really, that's what I told my friends. And I met all these kids starting companies. Maybe we could try to start a company to make it.
Okay, it's summertime.
Like, we weren't deciding if we wanted to
Tree and a group do a small group picture together. If you don't
Yay! Okay, I'm going to the next thing, which is the Christians in Business weekly meeting. I am like tired, but certain things give me energy, and engaging with certain communities, particularly Christ-centered communities, is one of my energy creators. So looking forward to just catching up with everyone. It is in Schwab. I didn't even know why I said that. Let me take this shortcut. But I haven't attended in a while, so you know, God is convicting me to be like, girl. So yeah, looking forward to just relaxing for the next hour, and then we'll see what the rest of the day has in store for us. Okay, I'm back. Yeah, it is very intimate, you know, so I didn't want to film content, but we talk about everything, and I just love seeing how God continues to move in other people's lives, and yeah, just share the ways that I hear him in my life and the things that he's done for me. So I'm gonna end the day with going to talk for one of my classmates. So talk is a Stanford tradition where people share their stories, and it's always quite inspirational. And then I'm gonna call it a night. I'm actually also debating whether I should end the YouTube video here because it's gonna be quite long. Tomorrow is quite boring because I'm just gonna go do some admin in San Francisco. Yeah, I might just cut the YouTube video here, but I hope these 2 days have been quite revealing about what a typical life at Stanford is like. And I'll definitely be posting a video that just goes into some of my broader learnings for the first year, the things that I was involved in. I think there's a lot that I've taken away from just this experience that I believe could be helpful for people that are considering business school, but more broadly for how people are considering their own careers and what impact means. And I think I've learned a lot in terms of what that means for me throughout my career, and particularly throughout this chapter in my life. So yeah, that'll be the next video. Let me know if you have any specific questions, but thank you for watching my video. It's a little bit of my room. I'm gonna be moving out soon. I'm so sad, but yeah, follow me on Instagram, follow me on LinkedIn, follow me on Twitter, and let me know in the comments if you have any questions. Bye.